In this video, I'll be demonstrating how you can add a zipper to your crochet bag, just like this one. This specific zipper is an eyelet zipper, which you can find on Amazon, Hobby Lobby, Etsy. This is what mine looks like. It's from Hobby Lobby, and you can see it has these little eyelets in it that allow you to just crochet right over this. If you don't have a zipper like this one, you can also use a regular zipper, and using either a sharp crochet hook or a tiny crochet hook, you can puncture the cloth of the zipper and crochet right into it as well. If you wanted to do that, I will link a video below. This one specifically shows how to connect this eyelet style zipper. I like the way that the edging turns out with this method. You can't really see the zipper. It's not bulging out, it just looks like it fits right in. But this is what it looks like once it's opened. This specific zipper is kind of like a jacket zipper, so it comes apart. The bag I'll be demonstrating this on is my Clara bag. The pattern is on my website, which I'll link down below. But it's just a granny square bag, and it's customizable to any dimension. This one is called the Classic Clara, and this is the bag I'll be putting the zipper on for this video. It is also in the Clara bag pattern. It is just called the Club Clara version. Yeah, let's go ahead and get started. What you'll need for this is the same yarn and hook that you're using to make your bag, the zipper of course, and some stitch markers. The first thing we're going to do is figure out where we want our zipper to be placed on the bag, how far up you want your zipper, and we're going to use our stitch markers to set it up. First thing you're going to want to mark is how long you want your zipper to be on your bag, whether you want it to be up here, or just the bottom panel. So my zipper is a bit too long. Make sure you grab the right dimension for your bag. But what I'm going to do is just start with this side. This side is the most important as it has the starting point of the zipper, and then I will probably have to cut through this and crochet a little stopping point. That way my zipper doesn't fly off. But with this now marked, I'm going to go ahead and try to evenly place the zipper along the edge. I'm on the right side of the bag, and I'm just going to go ahead and start at this starting point and put the last little eyelet into the stitch marker. Open my bag up a little bit so I have a more clear view of the zipper and how I can align it to lay flat. I'm going to start by aligning one side of the bag panel, and then I'll do the other side once I've gotten this down. But you can see I already connected my starting point to the very first eyelet here, and I'm going to continue just holding this in place and seeing where the zipper would lie flat. And I'm going to do it a couple times on this section just to make sure it's not going to move while I crochet. So right here, I'll add another one. Like this. And then keeping it straight, I'll add another one right here. And then I'll add another one right here. And then I'm going to go to the last little section, the other side of my starting point, and connect right here. Make sure you're not tugging the zipper like this, keeping it straight with the other stitch markers. You'd rather it be slightly stretched out like this than to be bunched up like this. So I have one side right here holding onto the zipper. And then on the other side, I'm going to do this again. You want to make sure that you're pinning it to the exact same stitch on the opposite side. So the starting point should be at the exact same spot as the other side. Either do this by counting your stitches, but I just align it until it looks correct and sits correctly. So I'm going to start at this edge, can see the stitch that is aligned is this one right here. So I'm gonna grab another stitch marker. And the first thing I'm going to do is just mark the same stitches, and then I'll go back and connect it to the eyelet. So you so pull your zipper up to make sure it's just not in the way. Again, aligning this. Going to the second spot, you can see that stitch is aligned to this side. This stitch is aligned right here. This stitch, making sure we're still on the same track. This stitch and this stitch. And then I will do this stitch right here. You can see this stitch aligns with this one. This stitch aligns with that one. This one aligns with this one. And you get the gist. Once you're at this point, you can go ahead and connect the eyelet. Make sure that your zipper is facing the right side. So this part should be on the top and not flipped over. And I'm going to put each stitch marker exactly where the opposite side is. So this one's right here, so I'll place this one on this side. This one is right here, so I'll place this one right there. That one's right here, so I'll place this one right here. This one is right here, so I'll place this one the same spot. Okay. And this last one will go in the very last little eyelet. And once you've reached this point, you can start connecting. I'll begin at the starting point with the stopper at the end of the zipper. You can see the zipper lies flat, and I can go ahead and begin. Using the same yarn and hook as your bag, go ahead and start at the starting point. We're only going to be working into the back loops of the outline of the bag. So you can see I have this section of double crochets all along the edge, and I am just working into the back loop. While you work, you can remove your stitch markers from the zipper. Keep them on the stitch just to reference. So with my hook in the back loop, I'm going to insert my hook from the back side out through the front, grab my yarn, and yarn over, pull through that eyelet, and also the back loop. Chain one, and then into the very next stitch we'll go back loop. And I'm only going to be working into this top row of holes. One thing that you must keep in mind is the number of stitches you have to the next stitch marker in comparison to the number of eyelets. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 eyelets. To get to the next stitch marker, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If your number of stitches is higher than the number of eyelets that you have, you'll have to make 2 stitches into 1 eyelet hole, and vice versa. If you were to have too many eyelets and not enough stitches, then you may have to decrease. And I'm going to show you an example of what that would look like just in this next stitch. If you have the right amount of stitches, skip to this time frame. So if you have too many stitches down here and not enough eyelet holes, what you'll do is go into your next loop, your next back loop, go into that next eyelet, yarn over, pull through the loop, and single crochet, and then go into the next back loop, go into the same eyelet, yarn over, pull through the eyelet and the back loop, and single crochet. So you can see I put 2 stitches into 1 eyelet hole. So if you need to do that, do it to the correct amount of times that would evenly distribute you to have this stitch on this eyelet. So that is what you'll do if you have too many stitches and not enough eyelets. If you have too many eyelets and not enough stitches, what you'll do is go into 2 eyelets at a time. So going back to my starting point, so we're gonna go into the back loop, the next eyelet, pull through. Don't pull through the back loop quite yet. And then go into the next eyelet, yarn over, pull through that loop. Once you pull through the zipper, yarn over and pull through until the back loop, and then yarn over to finish that single crochet. And that's kind of what it's going to look like. You'll see that you're in 2 eyelets instead of just 1. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's go ahead and attach our zipper. Back at the starting point, I'm going to go into my next loop, go into that eyelet from the back, pull the yarn through both the eyelets and the back loop, and yarn over, pull through, making a single crochet. And then I'm going to go into my next back loop, the next eyelet, pull through, single crochet. Next eyelet, pull through, single crochet. Make sure that you're going in from the back side of the zipper and not from the top. And if you're wondering what yarn I'm using, I will link it down below. So, like I said, my stitch count was 7 and my eyelet count was also 7. So, this is my last stitch before my stitch marker, going into that back loop and into the very next eyelet. And you can kind of see it already forming this clean seam. Like once you reach the next stitch marker, I'm going to take it off of the zipper, keep it on the bag, and then go into the back loop of that stitch and work into my first eyelet of this section. So once I've done that first one, I'm going to go ahead and count how many eyelets to stitches I have. It does seem like I might have a little bit more eyelets than stitches. Let's make sure. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have 9 eyelets and 8 stitches. That means I'll have to work into 2 eyelets for one of my stitches. I'll go ahead and do that for the next one. So I'm going to go into this stitch, work into this eyelet, pull it through just the zipper, go into that next eyelet, pull through, and then yarn over, pull through until the back loop, and then yarn over once more to finish that up. And then I'll continue with an equal amount of eyelet stitches. And it does kind of feel a little bit tight when you're doing this, but that's okay. Okay, and I've reached my next stitch marker. I'm going to again remove that stitch marker from the zipper, keeping it on the stitch. And I will go into the back loop and go into this next eyelet. Single crochet that on, and I'm going to count again how many stitches I have to eyelets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So in this section, I actually have too many stitches for my eyelets. So that means I'll have to work 2 stitches into 1 eyelet. So let's go ahead and do that to this next eyelet. Working just as normally, just putting 2 into one hole. And like I said, it does feel kind of tight, but it's fine. And I'm going to continue to the next stitch marker spot. I've reached my next stitch marker, and I'm just going to continue doing the same as I have to that back loop, into the next eyelet. You can see so far this is what it's looking like. And then count again: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. I have 8, and I need 1 2 3 4 6 7 8. Perfect. Just going to do 1 for 1. Going to zoom out a little bit. And once I get to that very last stitch marker, I'm going to go ahead and connect it. Oopsies. Alright, and that's the last stitch connected, and one side of the zipper is connected. Put the stitch marker on just the front loop, and I'm going to make one slip stitch into that next stitch just to close things off. Here you can chain 1 and snip your yarn. So with one side completed, I'm going to unzip it just to show you what it looks like. There's no wrinkling on the edge of the bag, which is the most important part. So I'm going to go ahead and do the exact same thing to the other side. I'll do the first few stitches just to demonstrate what it looks like on the other side, but it is the exact same thing. So go ahead and do as you please. Either watch this or continue on your own. I'm just going to show a few first stitches. So connecting with this, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and chain. Then into the next one. Okay, I forgot to count my stitches, so here I go. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. 1 2 3 4 5 6. It may be easier for you to work with the zipper unzipped, so it feels just like the other section. My next stitch, I'll be doing 2 eyelets into 1 stitch. So now my zipper is completely connected, and you can see it lies flat on the bag like this. I'm going to cut this and show you how to add a little crocheted stopping point. So of course you're going to want to move your zipper below this point, and I'm going to leave about this much space. Make sure you're cutting in between those ridges, those metal ridges, like so. Okay. Into this corner eyelet, I'm going to start by yarning over, chain 1, and then into this bottom eyelet, yarn over and single crochet, going into that same eyelet, yarn over, single crochet, yarn into that one, single crochet. And that's basically going to be my little stopping point. Nothing fancy, just trying to keep my zipper on. Okay, so that is how you add an eyelet zipper to a crochet piece. This is what the zipper looks like. I haven't weaved in any of my ends, so it looks a bit messy, but the good thing is it lays completely flat, just like that.